Okay, Mama just came in to feed him. Flew in this way now. We'll see what's going on. It's about a little after 11, right on the money. We fed him this morning about 6:30. And here's one of the adults just sailed in. Well, let's see how it goes here. Got a lot of mouths to feed. It's 4 big ones. This could be a pretty good feeding. And they're 4.5 weeks old now. And they had a good breakfast. And now this is brunch. And they've been flying out. They're officially branches, out on the limbs a little bit and then back in about 20 feet. Some have been going up on the limbs above and some below. But now we're right on schedule for brunch. And when it's just a small bird, they come in and just kind of drop it off to one of the youngsters, and then the rest have to wait. But this time, they're all lined up, and they're all going to get fed. And we'll let it run. They've been feeding them from the other side. We don't see much of the adult. But today we're lucky. Came sailing in on this side, and we'll be able to see the whole thing here. Yep, checking things out. They're getting good size now. Like I say, they're 4.5 weeks old. In just another few days, they'll start dropping it off. But you still got them with their table manners, still divvying it out. Gives us a good chance to watch the feeding. And they'll fly farther and farther out on the limbs, but they've been really getting agile and exercising. But the adults are keeping them well fed now and eating and sleeping and growing. But we're just so happy that decided to sail in from this side for brunch and give us a good view. They were all in one huddle laying down sleeping, and the adult sailed in, and now you can see them eating. Heads are going and divvying it up. What a great shot. She used to feed it from this side when they were littler. So it's the first time we've seen this in a few days. And we'll see how it goes. Wonderful overcast skies today. Filtered light. It's coming in really good on the nest. It's day 32 for our Cooper Hawks since they hatched. And they have really been growing, and they've been bringing them the food. It's still amazing that from hatch to flight in 4.5 weeks. It's crazy. You can see all their fuzz on the nest. They got rid of most of the downy feathers now, and got a few left on the top of their heads and on the back a little bit, but they're getting all feathered out. Here's the heads are going, a good feeding. They're getting good pieces here. We'll check it out. I came down early, and I was here a little after 6 and got in on that quick feeding. And she'd come in from the other side. But this is a good feeding. This is brunch. 11 o'clock. Almost right on the dot. So we'll see what kind of exercise we get after they eat here. And being they're in this position, we get a good chance to see her feed and see the heads coming up. So we'll watch. I'll let it run. Maybe a little bit longer this video, but it'll be well worth it. I want to have the exercise session after she leaves, so I'm going to make a long video. Try to anyway. But this is what it looks like. Brunch time at the Cooper Hawk nest when they're 4.5 weeks old. And they are officially branchers now. They've all gone out of the nest, out on the limbs and back in, so. But they're getting a good feed now. The male, the Tersel, he's really got to catch the food now because the youngsters are the same size as the adults, so they eat just as much, maybe a little more. And then he's got 4 of them to feed, plus Mama and himself. There's one peeking out on the left-hand side. I'm glad to see she's still making them mind their manners. They're all lined up, behaving themselves, and she's divvying it out. In a few more days, they'll be snatching the prey and spreading their wings and hiding it from the other ones. And then it'll be just dropping food off in the nest and first come, first serve. And that's the way it'll be. But they'll all get fed by the end of the day. Yeah, reaching up a little. We'll listen to our birds sing to us while they're feeding. Well, that's one way to wake them up. A little bit of brunch. Or a big brunch. Actually, they've been feeding for 7 minutes now. Well, they're having a good time. One just kind of flew up on the limb. Out on the back here, I'll back off. See, they're branchers now. Went out on the limb. There's that one. Got his share ready. Oop. There we go. The one up above. And Mama's still feeding. They're back in the nest here. See what's going on. They're all over the nest. They're branchers now. Clean the beak. He's off over there. And this is venturing out a little bit more. Went behind the limb there, or the leaf. Come back in here. Finish up with this feeding. This one came down to get a share. Now, back for more. And that's how it is when you're feeding branchers. The nest is still the breakfast and dinner table, and they come back to it. Now eventually she'll feed them on the limbs when they're bigger. She'll just fly over to which one's hollering the most and give it the food and then take off and go get some more. But we got a couple of them in there now finishing up. And like I say, it must be a good size prey item. So we got 2 of the 4 are fed and then got these 2 in there now. And we're getting an excellent view. You can see how big they are. They're as big as the adults already. And they'll be in their juvenile plumage. And there's the adult with the orange breast. And divvying out the little brunch. Making sure everybody gets a share here. See how they do. When they get enough, then they fly up on the limb. All right. She'll make sure she gets her share a little bit too. Up, okay, here we go, ready to go, and out we go. Let's see what's going on now. See what these guys are gonna do. They could start exercising now. They'd be all excited about having brunch. And that's it. Off there she went.